Hello, it's Tracy Dix here again from Wyrd Learning, and today I am on day 18 of my conversion card challenge. So that's James Wedmore's Powerful Language Patterns That Convert, and I'm going to see how well they translate to academic conventions and academic styles of writing. So today we have how to dismantle a belief. If there is a common misconception or limiting belief you would like to dismantle and discredit, here is how it's done. Formula. Identify the belief. For example, you must work hard to be successful. Step 2. Break it into A and B sections. For example, A equals work hard, B equals successful, therefore A equals B. Step 3. Find a counterexample. Counterexample. Find an A but not a B, or find a B but no A. Example in action. Find an A but no B equals, how many people do you know that work hard and have nothing to show for it? So I have 2 points that I want to make here today. As a bit of a workaround, I'm going to translate this more to the academic experience of students. So many students do come to me with the belief that you need to work hard in order to do well. And this is, I think, something that's ingrained into us from being children within a traditional school system. And I know, schools have changed over time and there are different approaches now, but just to kind of keep things fairly general for the purpose of today, most of us do believe, are kind of ingrained with the belief from an early age that you have to work hard in order to be successful. And this is something that many students come to me with as well. They will say that, well, because they're not achieving the first or the grade that they want in their university assignments, well, that must mean they're not working hard enough. And so they want to know how to work optimally. And the advice I would normally give to them, having heard what sort of habits they keep and so on, is it's clear that many of them are in overwhelm because they have set targets that are too ambitious to begin with. So there was a student I was talking to who, aimed to practice maths for 2 hours every single day. So I would say that is a very concerted effort to be maintaining every single day. 2 hours is quite a big commitment. And before long, you probably find yourself overwhelmed by other commitments, other tasks, deadlines that you might have. So in the end, I asked him, how much time do you find is pleasurable for you to practice maths every single day? And we came to a conclusion of about 20 minutes. And so I would say that consistency is key when it comes to working towards your goals, practicing, and in order to become successful. It's about transforming habits. So if you commit to practicing maths or whatever it is that you want to practice for 20 minutes a day, see what the effects are over time, because you are actually able to sustain the habit rather than giving up after 2 days when you're burnt out and overwhelmed. So this means that yes, there are a lot of students out there who do work hard and may find that they have nothing or not the results that they want to show for all of that hard work. There is a difference. This is a bit of a cliche, that there is a difference between working hard and working smart, but it is true. And if you follow, if you kind of take the lead from people with many years' experience who have very consciously thought through these processes and tried lots of different approaches and know the ones that don't serve them and the ones that do, so take your leaf out of their book, of these experts, and revisit how you do things. You probably will find that you don't need to work quite as hard and you will have a lot more to show for it. One final point that I would like to pick up on with today's card is the dismantling of the belief. So in step 3, he says, find a counterexample. And something I came across a while ago, I believe it was in a book called Rebel Ideas, was about, how new and innovative ideas come about. But I think it's a valuable message for us to take when it comes to research and coming up with new ideas. So if you come across a certain way of thinking or a certain truth as we know it in the literature, it could be worth flipping it round. And so just to give an example from the author, he said, okay, so once upon a time, the standard business model for taxi companies was that the company would own all its cars, all the taxi cabs. What happens if you flip that notion around and think, well, is it possible for a taxi company not to own its cars? And, that is certainly something that's in existence in our society today, because Uber doesn't own all of its cars and it runs a really successful business. So that's how we kind of dismantle our beliefs. So if you have a belief about yourself, try finding a counterexample of how the opposite is true, and think about a time when you were successful in that. So, for example, if you think, well, I'm no good at public speaking, think about a time when you have captivated someone, in your speaking, in your communication, and take that as the benchmark for your belief rather than the previous one. Okay, that's all I have for today, and join me again for day 19. See ya!